Finley wide to the right. Crabtree to the offensive backfield. Quick throw right side. Finley, Jermichael Finley. The Packers have the lead.
The Packers took care of Jermichael, and they're a good organization.
Jermichael Finley with a 2-year deal to talk about.
Picking up his option, thanks to Jermichael is the highest paid tight end in the National Football League into the next season.
I look at this as kind of a good deal for both sides.
The Packers had no reason to commit anything long-term.
Going to be a ton of motivation for him.
Only 2 years?
Way too much for an injury-prone dropper. He's probably one of the best tight ends in the league. All those drops at the end of the year, I thought they should have paid him per catch and subtracted for drops.
He's not proved that he can stay healthy.
Give the guy props. I think he's way over-criticized.
That's a good deal for the Packers.
Jermichael, good to see you again.
Nice seeing you too, man.
Sadly, you've slimmed down. I was hoping you'd get all fat and happy with that money.
Well, no, man, I'm just working a little bit harder. And, slimming down is, I didn't try to do it.
Yeah.
It's just how it works.
Is it a misperception about you? Is there kind of a misperception in that when we from afar, or even in Green Bay, even in the place where you played your entire career, we hear you say things about money and contract and wide receiver and tight end, and you hear a lot of that stuff, but people on the outside probably don't know exactly how hard you work to do what you want to do, and you do get after it a little bit.
How you doing, Jermichael? My name is Jermichael Finley. Thanks for taking the time out to talk to me, man. All right, man. Thanks for having me here also. And I'm going to just sit here and give you a couple questions. All right, no doubt. You got them. Anything you want, man. I just want to cut straight to the, straight to the point. 6 years in lead. I would say no Pro Bowl, injured here and there, and of course, like I'm gonna come back to the ball dropping. It continued for 2 years straight. It has to change, or I would say you'll be out the Packers. You have one more year left on your contract, and no telling what Ted Thompson will do. I play football for a living. You report for a living, and try to sell papers, and try to write the best paper you can. When I go on the field, I try to play the best football I can. If I fail one day, I got to come in the next day at work and do the best thing I can. But Finley, if you continue dropping balls, you won't be here for long. If I play this game long enough and do this NFL thing 7 more years, I'm gonna drop a couple more. I understand. It did become a mindset thing. Just explain it to me. What do you think about Green Bay keeping you next year? I love the fans. I love the atmosphere of the game. I love the city. It's a family-based city where I can raise a family, and I love it. I want to be there. So I got another question, and it's going to stick for, I would say, 365 for the rest of this year. The 8.2, the expectations, the pressure, in-house with the organization, you got to perform. And then 8.2 at my position, you got to perform at your highest level. Just explain to me the expectations and what you expect, of course, from your fans, the organization, and also your teammates. They're going to be expecting big things. I expect a lot. If I was a general manager, president, whatnot, and you giving a guy all of this, a 2-year, $15 million check, I'll be expecting a whole lot just because we drafted you to play football. We drafted you so we can win championships. We drafted you just because, we just paid you just because we want you to be the best tight end in the league. right, Finley, we're going to backtrack. Who are you off the field? I like to joke. I like to be myself. That's me. You know what I mean? Joking and laughing and having fun is me. I got a question for you. Like, where did you come from, and you know what I mean? What is your background like? I came from a small town called Diboll, Texas, East Texas. It was a town where, I mean, most people didn't make it. Raised a little different neighborhood than most people.
Growing up with Jermichael was a great experience, man. You know, he's a big brother of mine, but you know, also a father figure of mine. You know, growing up with 6, you know, cousins, and you know, living in a household of 3 bedrooms, and you know, we never grew up with a father figure, so you know, he was my father figure growing up.
I really didn't know my dad, no relationship, no father figure or whatnot. So we had so many relatives that I can hang around and we can do fun things together because all of us was around the same age and like to do the same thing. So it was pretty sweet to have everybody around just hanging out every second of the day, because when you wake up, you're gonna be right here next to them because there's so many people in the house. So that was a good thing about it.
Just being there, you know, when we didn't have a dad and had to step up, like at 7 years old, man, to like take on that father role. Like, what kid does that? You know, that's a lot on the kid anyways. You know, every time, you know, he gets a pair of shoes, you know, he'll buy me a pair of shoes, and he gets a pair of shorts, he'll give me a pair of shorts. And our grandma always raised us to be that way, you know, be kind and sharing. So he always took care of me in every aspect of life, man. He's always been that big brother, like I said, more so a father figure. So, you know, he's always been real kind and generous to me, and he just always looked out for my grandma and everything.
Come home to my grandma, listen to her. Shit, when I was in high school, I had to be in the house before 9 o'clock, before the street lights came on. So she was just one of those strict ladies in my life that kept me on my P's and Q's, on my toes at all times. And to today, she's the same way, and I respect her for that.
You know, growing up in a small town, you know, just sports is everything, man, you know.
I would say every kid that I hung around and was raised with, that was their gateway. It was either, if you want to say rapping, if you want to be a rapper, I mean, a football player or any kind of play sports, that was the way out. When I first came into my own, you know, I mean, 9th grade or so, I played hoops. I used to travel around U.S. playing basketball. Being in high school, a young guy, I started playing basketball first. That was my first love. As a kid, I wanted to do something and be successful so bad. I knew it was going to be basketball. I was going to work myself into something.
Our high school coach is like 6'6", and you know, he's a good basketball player. And I remember he told my brother, you know, I'm 6'6", and I can shoot. Because my brother would never shoot. He was like a center, 6'4" center. So he's like, what would you do in the NBA? You know, you can't dribble, you're a center. Like, I guess that kind of, you know, led him towards football in a way.
Just because of, I mean, eye coordination, the ability to move on the court, why not try this game of football? When I started playing the game, it was just because I loved it. I wanted to play with the friends. I wanted to play with my homies. I just wanted to just go out and do what I like to do. You know what I mean, all day, every day.
When the high school coach told him, you know, you can do good things in football, you know, he took it and ran with it.
It was different being raised in Texas, playing the game of football.
Friday night lights, you know, when it's Friday, man, everything shuts down.
The whole city shut down when a high school football game on. Moved Olsen come out to my little town in Diboll, little country town. Sit in and say that they're gonna offer me a scholarship for basketball.
Arizona accepted him for a full scholarship in football and basketball. And it was surprising, man, because, you know, I thought that's what he was like gonna lean to. You know, I thought my brother was gonna like play, you know, like lean to football and basketball, but Texas gave him that call, man. He went straight football.
Didn't want to move too far. I mean, going all the way to Arizona, that would have been way out the way. And my grandmother didn't like it. That's the honestly the truth. So good old Mac Brown came in, and I was in Austin that next summer. When I got to Texas, it was a big football school. And my coach told me, he said, "You're gonna be a good tight end, guaranteed." So I put on like 30 pounds or whatnot.
When he plays, you know, he plays with heart, he plays with passion.
I'm amped from the start of the game to the end. I mean, anything gets me excited just because I know how hard I work. So I try to make every moment the best moment ever. All right, I know you go in the locker room, you got your friends or whatnot, you got your boss and you got your coaches. What do you think outside perspective is on you know what I mean, your football and your off the field life? What do you think they think about you? I think people think of me as you know me as a guy that needs all the attention for some reason, selfish guy, and a guy that has no kind of direction. But why is that, you think? Are you this selfish human being? Being the kind of person I am, I still get criticized for being selfish, being outspoken, being just doing too much, which is not right. I mean, it's hard. It's hard on like a human being to be able to accept that and be able to know that that's how he's looked at. It's not fair. I don't think. Did you expect more or you expect less? What was your expectations coming into this? I mean, this league that, I mean, many people don't survive. What is the average? Three years or so? I got the chance to go 3 years out of high school, so I took the chance, and now I've been playing for the Packers for 6 years. I came in to the league at 20 years old. If I told you I was ready, I'd be lying.
You know, a lot of people like hate to see you succeed in a way. And you know, a lot of people like, oh, he shouldn't even went to the draft. He shouldn't have entered the draft. He should have waited another year so he could draft higher.
I mean, just being a competitor that I am, I was ready to do that. Taking on other things that comes with all of this NFL dream, no. It gets to me. I almost turned into a different person. I'm just one of them guys that I got that dot on me. You got to control it. You know what I mean? You can't let it control you. If I say one thing, they run with it. It bothers me a lot to know how to ease your mind when stressful things happen or financial aspect of the game. Once you get there, it's a whirlwind because it's hard to change. I wasn't molded to be that, you know what I mean, kind of guy or player coming off the field.
NFL at 20 years old, like that's a young kid going to like a man's world.
Most other 20-year-olds, they was still, you know what I mean, going to partying, going to frat parties, you know what I mean, because you was in college, or going to do different things, not worrying about a job or taking over responsibility, which that encounters having $1 million, then holding up your performance level. Of course, people attacking you, saying they need this or they want this. It was just a lot. It was just a lot to hold on to. The media and guys like that portray you as a bad guy. But why is that, you think? When I first came in the game, I made mistakes. The first thing written out when you first come out is usually how a person is. It's the first thing they saw was me talking and being outspoken. And then it just carried on. I wouldn't train at all to live in the spotlight. You know what I mean? That's not something you normally learned or you study. That's not something you do. You know what I mean? It just comes and it hits you, and you just got to go with it. You got to run with it. What would you do different if you can, you know what I mean, backtrack a little? I'm not a perfect guy. Like I said, I'm human. if you never made a mistake, it's not life. I mean, you live and learn, and I would say I'm growing from it, and I know the future is going to be bright.
All right, Finley, tell me this. What does failure mean to you?
Man, failure means a lot of things. I mean, failure means not reaching my goals, not being the best parent, best husband, best person on and off the field, and not reaching my full potential. I mean, in the time that I had a chance to make it happen. Failure, it don't even sound right when you say it. I mean, so hopefully I'm not the only one, or you're not the only one that is scared of failure. It's normal to be scared.
All right, Finley. It's a new season. It's a new focus. Like what are you doing to be a different player and on and off the field this year? Like, what are you going to do different? What are you doing different?
It takes dedication. I mean, anything you do, anything you want to do, you got to be driven to do it and want to do it. And you're going to put some time in it, a lot of time. And that's what I do. That's what I have been doing. And hopefully I improve this upcoming year. You definitely prepare yourself, to play in a frozen tundra. Prepare yourself to be focused going back, because it's a full-time job.
Pretty stoked to be back with a great quarterback for one, and organization for two. He's pretty happy too. He said, let's get together and win multiple championships, and at the end of the day, that's what you want. You know what I mean? And we got that caliber team and the organization. So I see us winning multiple championships moving forward. It's more than the money. I mean, it's more than getting all the dollars. It's more about loving the game and just staying in Green Bay. But the tradition is excellent, and the fans love you. And that's what you want on this level right now, is more love than the money aspect of the game. And I feel like I'm ready. I've done everything in my power to get ready for it. So the more work you put in is what you get out.
As my career goes on, I'm getting a little bit savvier about things, and getting a little bit hungrier. And I'll never be satisfied, just because the love of it, and the fun, and the work. I don't know, going to lift weights and going to work out, and getting treatment and things like that. I like to do. I feel like I've done something.
Jermichael came to me looking for core strength first and foremost as his primary goal. It's great for football players, have to unlock the mind in order to get the body to do what it's capable of doing. Unfortunately, our minds tend to play a big role in preventing us from doing that, especially if we've had injuries and or limitations. So it's using your brain to really connect with the body in very intricate ways and very subtle ways. Again, trying to target those small muscle groups is not an easy task, so it takes practice, it takes repetition.
Off-season, I'm working with doctors, trainers, more trainers, and I put most of my time in the crafting, doing everything I can to be the best person on the field. Success means winning championships, joining as a unit, and going to battle every single game together.
Just cars.
Okay. You text me that. You text me already? All right then, sir. All right then, I'm on my way.
football is my life. I mean, I love the game. I love going to the locker room every day to see the guys, and I mean, doing that little routine I do over there. Because doing this game, it's strictly football, 24/7. And if you don't put it all in, you won't get nothing out in this game. And that's pretty much, like I say, with everything you do in life. What you put in is what you get out.
All the way down.
Good. I see too tall. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Last year, I felt like he was trying to prove himself too much, and you know the critics was getting to him, so he was kind of, you know, he was kind of pulling both ways. But I feel like as of this year, he's like more relaxed, but out to prove, you know, to the world what type of tight end he is.
Anything gets me excited, just because I know how hard I work during the off season and during season, and during practice and whatnot. So I try to make every moment the best moment ever.
My brother has so much potential to be like one of the top tight ends.
So he got the infant version. He got the infant version of the OJs. They're not quite there yet. They're not registered. He got to get his shit registered.
And be there.
Yeah.
After the summer?
Huh?
After the summer?
No, it's gonna take you about a year or so.
I'm too, you want to say competitive, too driven, and I work too hard to not see that, not push me when I work out.
We're gonna open today. We're gonna open today.
How many drops you have yesterday?
3.
Is that $60?
Yeah. 20 a pop. I think that's me, man. Give me. Oh yeah, you the infant version of Bobby.
I mean, if it's my catching, of course, like everybody on me about, I'm gonna go back this offseason and let that be the focus point to moving forward.
Football is supposed to be fun, you know. The way this kid been working out, man, is I see a Pro Bowl.
I told you they back red. She a trooper, man. Hey, I can tell you, use a picture, huh? Yeah, I can tell.
I'm gonna outwork the next person. Focus on my craft and, you know what I mean, how to perfect and perfect. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to fix what's broken.
Carl Jr.
He was sitting on his stomach, you know, I was throwing as hard as I could to see if he could drop it, but dude snatched everything.
Hey, here comes the knee. Here comes the knee.
He's good. I couldn't throw through him. Can't wait to see him on TV next year.
He's definitely going to, you know, turn some heads this year.
Like I said, I'm 26 years old. And, I got a long road ahead and a lot of lines to fill in on the way. So it's gonna be a trip and it's gonna be a nice one. So I'm just gonna enjoy what I got right now and not look forward.
know I got it, even though these people doubting me. I know I got it, even though they say it's out of reach. I'll be at the top, watching haters from a balcony. Feeling like a pro, but I'm playing like they scouting me. Without a doubt, I know I make it and I stay the same. It's getting hotter, I've been wishing I could make it rain. Cause I ain't ballin' and I guess that I should take the blame. But I'ma take my 2 cents, I'ma make a change. And when I pull up in that brand new Benz, strangers are turning to my brand new friends. Damn you, I don't see the sense in ever holding back. So I'm at the party and I'm probably where the smokers at. In the zone, there ain't many moments in my life that I get alone. I hope they miss me the minute that I skip down on my ground up shit. This is how I gets down. I don't like to slow dance, I don't like to hold hands.
I gets down, baby, I gets down.
Yeah, I'm on my grown man, get with the program.
I gets down, yeah, I gets down.